I'm recording this in the attic in the middle of a thunderstorm, so the background noises might be apocalyptic and rather fitting. So, in the last week or two, I've been increasing the exposure I've been doing about Kevin Laye, the well-known fraudster and Walter Mitty. For those that aren't familiar with the story, there is a link in the description below. I'll also pin it in the comments. Now, basically, Kevin is somebody who has portrayed himself to be a former Special Forces decorated hero, medals and everything, along with Chuck Norris's stunt double, and friends to all the celebrities, stars, and even royalty. It's quite remarkable. Now, Kevin took a lot of people in for many years, and he was first exposed back in 2013, and then since then more people have exposed him. I'm not the first, that is for sure. I think the difference is I've got a greater reach, so that's had greater impact. Now, the other thing that I've done is I've been tackling the, what should we call them? Organizations, associations, or societies, regulatory bodies, and all sorts of various self-proclaimed custodians of the field of hypnosis, NLP, alphabet therapy, whatever it is, and all those things where they go, well, give us the membership, you can use our logo. These are Granfalloons. Look up Granfalloon, it's a great word. Kurt Vonnegut, I think, is the guy who came up with that in the novel Cat's Cradle, if I remember correctly. A Granfalloon is a collection of people who come together because they've got mutual interests, but that's it. There's no other purpose to it. We're all just part of a club because we've all got the same interest. Oh, and here's the logo, here's our impressive name, and stick that on your website. Now, you can join lots of these Granfalloons. You can have their logos on your website. You can say, I am a licensed whatever practitioner, and I'm a member of these organizations. But the organizations only exist because they exist. They don't do anything. However, they give themselves interesting names. The British Board of NLP was a great one. The British Board. There was no board. No one had been elected. They didn't answer to governments. They weren't registered in any capacity. They were not representative. That was the first one I took down a number of years ago. They tried to sue me. That wasn't going to go very far, obviously. Now, there is no more British Board of NLP. But if you Google it, British Board of NLP, or type in the words approved by BBNLP, approved by British Board of NLP, there are still dozens of practitioners who still have that on the website, along with the logos. It didn't exist. It doesn't exist. It definitely still does not exist. Yet people will say they're approved by and members of. These are Granfalloons. It gives the illusion of credibility. Now, a lot of these Granfalloons approved Kevin Laye. They didn't just approve him, they replicated his false claims and promoted him. Some even had them in their magazines, on their website. Some even hosted him as a speaker to medical audiences, and presented him, introduced by two doctors, to the audience. When I spoke to one of those doctors, I asked the simple question, did you ever check? No, they didn't check. No one checked. No one checked. Did anyone email Chuck Norris and go, Chuck, is this guy your stunt double? No? No one did that? I did. Did anyone check with the military? What? I did. Why didn't anybody else? Now, I'm the arsehole that everyone likes to hate. I learnt this yesterday. I've been declared an arsehole for completely unrelated matters. Now, I get it. Not everyone likes me. Not everyone likes my manner. But I'm not representing myself to be the custodian of the field, protecting standards, maintaining the standards, protecting the public, maintaining integrity. What do these organizations do to do any of those things? How are they maintaining the field? How are they protecting the public? How are they maintaining integrity and standards of the practitioners? Because when I present them with real data, okay, we have a predator here. He falsely presents himself in a number of ways. He makes a whole load of absolutely ludicrous claims, and you guys replicate them. Now, admittedly, now I've called them out and I've sent them the data, and let's just say there's not a great deal of ambiguity about the level of deception and the predatory behaviors that Mr. Laye engages in. No doubt about it whatsoever. They've removed him. But has anyone put a retraction up? Has anyone said, this guy you need to be aware of? No, nobody. Silence, a great big wall of silence. Has anyone forwarded their stuff to the police to let them know? There is a case with the police, by the way, because of some of the things he's gotten up to. No, nothing, not a word, not a dicky bird. And yet these are the people who will continue to take your money, here's the thunder, and claim they're protecting the field and promoting the interests of practitioners. No, they're promoting the interests of predators. How many others are there they've not bothered checking? How many more people like Kevin Laye are approved, verified, all that kind of stuff? Probably quite a few. And the silence for when they're exposed from these organizations is deafening. Now, if we're going to protect the public, we're supposed to be therapists, mental health workers, people who are creating success for people, but not preventing victims, not preventing more people being predated on. No, absolutely nothing. Oh, we need the more victims. Good revenue stream for us all, surely. But they wouldn't think like that. I'm sure they wouldn't. But they'll keep taking the money off their members who display the credibility creating effects on their website. Here's my logo, here's my memberships. See, I'm credible. Yeah. Quite a few years ago, the BBC approached me and I did the thing about the British Board of NLP. We did the thing replicating the guy in the States. Can you certify your cat as a hypnotherapist with these bodies? It was easy. I just directed what the journalist, how to approach it, the kind of wording to use, and sure enough, he managed to register his cat. And of course, what do they come back is, well, the BBNLP came back with, well, it's not our job, we are just a member benefit society. Then why did you call yourself the British Board Member Benefit Society? Why are you the federation of, the conglomeration of, the such and such regulation board, the grandiose names they give themselves? You notice I'm being careful not to name anyone. Some of them will just call themselves an association. But then within the membership pages, within the promotional literature, they make all these claims for themselves. Sure, they run a conference. Sure, they have a magazine. Sure, they have cheaper insurance. Well, the insurance is cheap enough anyway. But apart from giving someone like Kevin the illusion of credibility, what do they offer? Apart from a revenue stream for the directors. As always, going to be interested in your comments below. Kevin, if you want to get in touch, be delighted to talk to you. You can keep blocking me. I'm not letting it drop, just in case anyone wonders. Why am I not letting it drop? Because I have spoken to his victims. Not all of them. I suspect there's going to be a lot more to come out yet. It is with the police, and I hope the man is jailed. I've got no other position than that.